I created this channel as an outlet to discuss my healing journey. And I'm going to start by discussing what it has meant for me when it comes to denying my intuition. So these stories here are a lifetime of stories and experiences, and many of those experiences have been painful and continue to be painful. So I just want to give a trigger warning that some of these topics are sensitive and may trigger. So listen according to your own discretion. But my hope is to continue my healing journey, and perhaps there are others who may find this and find something within that can allow their own healing journey and to not feel so alone. My intention is to help the healing of myself and others who may have had similar experiences. I did feel the need to share that though, so I thought I would make this video here and give an opportunity to talk about what it felt like to be invited to a church by the 7-Eleven by the cemetery. You might ask why that all felt so unnerving for me, but my experiences in life, they are my own, and I completely understand that you may not have these experiences, but maybe you're interested in hearing a story because in its way it is humorous, but also spooky and painful as well. And just having that experience kind of led me to create this today. So this is where I'm starting, and I'm starting here looking back in order to rewrite what I was given in my life in the earlier years that led me to a path that was very painful, and now I'm presented with the opportunity to change it, change my mindset, change some of the programming in order to hopefully have some happiness and some peace, even joy in my life ahead. But in order to do that, I start by looking back to the early years of my life when church was everything. I was brought up in a family that was extremely strictly religious, many generations in. It was so ingrained in who my parents were that it was just expected of us to continue and to appreciate and honor the beginnings and never step outside. So much so that my parents didn't even want me to have friends outside of the church community. Never date anyone outside of the church community, and especially don't even think about marrying someone outside of the church community. So it has been a journey, and there are lots of stories involved. And some of the things that have happened to me really created such a sense of unworthiness that unworthiness was convincing to me, and I believed it for a long time. So when you believe you're unworthy of the good things in life, how can you really reconcile that in a way that allows you to build a life that includes joy? It's extremely difficult. It has been for me. And so much of that has been about denying my intuition. Starting as early as I can remember. Experiences I had, and then if I shared or asked questions, I was met by resistance and discouragement for asking questions. I felt shut down a lot, and I felt that I really wasn't truly meant to listen to my inner guidance, to follow my intuition, even acknowledge it. But there was a great cognitive dissonance that happened very early on. And looking back, I can see that the words and the feelings were very far apart. The actual experiences compared to the messages were so different. There's really no way to truly reconcile them and to find some kind of trust and comfort in any of it. But in this culture, in my family, it's not encouraged to ask the questions. But from where I'm standing now, I see how important it is to answer the questions, to find some sort of reason to be consenting to any of this program. What you're living your life according to is your consent. But if you're not meant to understand and really know what it is you're consenting to, how can you feel a sense of peace in any of that? So I suspect that I'm not alone in this. So I'm hoping that maybe my message can reach someone who needs to hear this and know they're not alone. And hopefully there are others who are at a point in their lives where they're wanting to embrace their intuition and follow their inner guidance. But there's a lot of unraveling and untangling to do to get to that point where you can really be honest with yourself. And for me, it began very early because I had experiences that weren't matched with what I was told and taught that I'm supposed to believe. And I wanted to understand these experiences. I wanted to be able to have peace within myself between my feelings and the teachings. But that didn't happen for me. Instead, I was continuously told that things were just my imagination. These feelings, these experiences that felt so very real to me, I was told to deny it, to push it aside, to push it down. And it didn't take long before I was shamed to the point where I believed them when they told me I was bad. So if you're a child and you believe that you're bad, then your behavior might just reflect that. So who's to blame if you really think about it? And I'm not really here to blame but I'm here wanting to talk about my journey, my healing journey. And in that healing journey, I have to look back at these experiences so that I can come to a place of peace. And so that I can accept that I was never bad. And that a lot of these choices that I've made along the way were a result of believing that I was bad, believing that I was unworthy. And unworthiness was huge. And it was such a struggle for me, trying so hard to be good and do the right thing when that cognitive dissonance was there, arguing and convoluting and confusing so much of my questions and my experiences and the doubts, doubting and denying that inner knowing. But I didn't have support. I didn't have acceptance. Those that told me that they loved me so much, their actions felt otherwise. I felt shunned. I felt ashamed. And I felt alone. And this is my journey. And there are so many stories within it. So much to unravel. So much to discuss. Many facets and many areas that have to do with healing and my own spiritual journey. Because for me, spirituality has always been there. It's always been important. And the questions have always been there. And I've craved so deeply to understand and to find answers. I've needed answers to experiences that started very early on that kept hinting at something more, something I'm not seeing, something I'm missing. Kept hinting that there's so much more than what you're told and so much more than what you see. And I felt that so deeply. So there has always been a part of me that hung on to that and held those questions, seeking answers. But that unworthiness led me to be in some situations that created so much pain and destruction in my life. And there's so much to that maybe I'll go into that another day. But I just want to open this so that I have some sort of outlet that maybe can reach others. And maybe there are others who feel similar and need to know they're not alone. That there has been destruction caused, for me, that church structure that trickled down into the family and into the community. There was everything in my life for so long that caused a great deal of harm. And my hope is that in my own healing journey, maybe I can reach others who also are on a healing journey, and maybe you need to hear some of this. And I welcome those. I welcome those who want to know that you're not alone in this, and the unworthiness is the lie. There are many untruths. There is a great deal of deception that has disempowered so many people. People with a genuine intention to do their best in their life, who do not want to cause harm to themselves or anyone or anything else, but that self-hatred that can be accompanied by the unworthiness and the shame is harm. It has harmed. So I'm here wanting to share my journey. And if you are also on a similar journey, or if this can help you, then I'm very grateful for that. And perhaps I will share more stories, more details. But for now, I just wanted to open it. And I just wanted to say that the church by the cemetery and the 7-Eleven stirred something in me, a need to open up and to express how that felt for me. So if you want to hear more stories, I welcome you.